Two of the USA's best players and characters that you would consider very fundies were both in losers finals of Afterburner, the first North American major of 2026, and we are of course talking about Peabnut, multiple-time major winner at this point, and Louis Money, one of the world's strongest Palutinas who has a clutch gene like no other. They went at it again, losers finals, to see who was going to face Carmelo in grand finals, and I wanted to just highlight this set specifically not in favor of one player or the other, because I love them both, I've made videos on them both, so I just wanted to talk about some good ass Smash Ultimate non-DLC characters, no BS except for what they do, because Palutena and Mega Man both have some BS because it's Smash Ultimate still. But yeah, let's go. Mega Man vs. Palutena is not a matchup I can say that I've seen a whole ton, so I'm probably going to be learning things about it as it happens. Of course, Peabnut, one of the strongest players in the world, was in winners finals after beating Mia in winners. Louis Money lost to Mia in winners quarters, and then went on a losers run all the way to here at the very least, in case you don't know who wins the set. And it was, ooh, what a forward smash! Calling out the lack of air dodge, of course. Peabnut not wanting to do an aggressive option there. Good DI. You can always DI away from that Palutena down tilt if you're ready for it. And immediately, Louis Money already 100%, just a super strong advantage as I was just kind of talking about at the beginning of the set. But yeah, Peabnut beat a lot of amazing people, and then Louis Money in losers also beat a lot of people. Beat, I think, Zomba, Apollo, Kage, Mia in the run back, as well as, that might be it. Maybe like Apple Reviewer, someone to like get top 8, I don't remember who. And Peabnut, of course, came from winners finals. He's just so consistent. He's a fantastic player. Both players, of course, going to really make it difficult for the other to kill. The mobility on Palutena, the safety of Mega Man will both make this really, really difficult for each other, which means we're going to see some probably drawn out extended stocks, which is why, of course, Louis Money went for that forward smash earlier to just try to get something. But yeah, the Peabnut wall is now up. Very aware of the forward and backwards movement, like the anticipated movement of Louis Money, and just trying to, oh, what a bait. So smart. Yeah, just very aware of so many little movements. A back air 2-frame, and Louis Money was not ready to attack, probably expected to go above the stage and just didn't. Air dodge here, no, read the lack of air dodge, and we have a very even game. Again, Louis Money started off really, really strong. The game up smash is going to be a true punish on every single neutral air that is not auto-canceled. Even if it is auto-canceled, it probably still would be a true punish. Oh, I love the up smash attempt, but the warp actually going to work out for Louis Money there. If I call him Luis also, it's probably just because it's easier. He goes by both, it's fine. Oh, you're off stage. So scary. That's going to be at least be a punish. Louis Money should live this. But yeah, still going to take some more damage. Corner pressure, both trying to get grabs on each other, both avoiding it. You can see Louis Money smirk in the player cam, just being like, yeah, this is funny. Or like, we're both playing really, really well. Of course, 2 frames are very possible on both of these characters, which is pretty interesting for the ledge advantage. But of course, both have options around those tricky early setups. Oh, nice down tilt. Of course, one of the hardest things about playing Palutena in general is her ground moves are kind of mid. What a parry dash up smash was crazy. But Palutena has a bit awkward of mediocre ground moves, and Louis Money really, the thing that makes him different from all the other Palutenas is he uses the hell out of his ground moves in perfect ways. Down tilts to be meaty and just like a lingering hitbox. Jabs, just run up jab has been so useful for him for the past several years. It has been nothing short of incredible, and Peabnut starting to run away with the lead, not really getting any major hits on Peabnut this stock so far. Again, trying to not air dodge. Of course, air dodging to the ground is so obvious, but also it's so good, so you kind of have to do it sometimes. Nice, gets the warp as well. Peabnut reading these, and of course, like sometimes just going towards the center is going to be like your best option, and then Luis has to like just go to ledge, which is not great because you dash back, you go to ledge, and then the person just dashes forward anyway, which is still a little bit uncomfortable. Wow, gets through the nair and actually is able to get back into onto the ledge. That was crazy. Luis finds a backer though, so we are at even stocks. And of course, Palutena, the strong advantage state, can make comebacks at any single point. So this is not out of the woods for Peabnut at all. Yeah, the add a shield Metal Blade will be a kill confirm, similar to Banana with Metal Blade back air into down tilt, also trying to take some of that space with that Metal Blade as well. Okay, nice auto reticle. I think the first one we've seen all game so far. Scary. Palutena advantage state, you know how scary it is, but those pellets going to let Peabnut cross up there was really good, avoiding that reversal with those back airs. Luis trying to get some percent. 135 on him, 63 on Peabnut. That's not looking too undoable. Oh, okay, never mind. That was Peabnut's jump. Oh, misses. There was the shorten for the first time, and there's going to be Metal Blade into forward air. Mega Man has a ton of kill confirms. We were close enough. Game 1, Peabnut. And of course, I do want to mention that Louis Money also recently had an amazing port priority run. Should have been in winter semis, barely lost to Toriguri in kind of a heartbreaker shield break situation. So that is, fresh in his results. Peabnut won Let's Make Moves Miami, I think, back in November. So both players kind of doing, I think before this tournament, Peabnut had not lost a tournament in like 3 months. He hasn't been to a ton of majors because there weren't a ton of NA majors, and I don't think he went to port. But he's been like winning every South Carolina event, every event that he's been to. And again, he won, I believe, DreamHack as well as Let's Make Moves Miami. So again, a lot of strong wins, and I could be wrong about the DreamHack one. I don't know if he went, but South Carolina now becoming a hell of a region, and Peabnut is the leader of it, but not going to lead this game. The down air coming out on the air dodge, had to air dodge there. Louis Money timed that perfectly. Now we're going to get the classic Palutena Nair early combo, 45% plus advantage state, but Peabnut's able to get back down to the ground. But still, now you're down an entire stock. This is looking like a better game, because even though Louis Money had a big lead at the beginning of last game, he did not convert it into a stock lead until I think Peabnut took the first stock actually with the parry up smash or something like that. So never had the stock lead. And now this is going to be very, very different with Peabnut. What? He tried to read a ledge jump with fucking up tilt sweet spot? What the fuck? That was crazy. That would have been insane if he hit that timing. Oh, did he intentionally no impact land? He did not look surprised by that. But he might have also just been trying to forward air. So I don't know. I'm trying to like gauge. I don't know, because you can like pre-hold these things, but he didn't look surprised at that no impact land at all. If Louis Money is studying no impact lands, that's insane, and that's going to work all the time. But you know what's also going to work? Rapid jab punish with dash up smash. Peabnut never overcomplicating his punishes. Sometimes the simplest is the best. Z drop not going to work out there, not hitting multiple hits of the Metal Blade, but still 97% is the lead for Luis, which is pretty good. But again, Peabnut also with a very strong advantage state, making this very, very difficult to feel comfortable in a lead. A lot of shield pressure there with the Metal Blade. Could have gone for a grab, probably expected a grab avoiding option. Oh, nice, had the double jump still, so was able to get back just for the lowly cost of a forward air across the stage, which is totally fine. Nice, yeah, there's the Metal Blade grab. Really, really strong option. I don't know what he wanted, and I don't know if it was that entirely, or if he just kind of made that option up at the very end. Explosive Flame not going to work. Punished by the back air. Luis kind of realizes that's a little greedy. Peabnut unfazed in the player cam. He was down a lot, and now he's basically... This is basically even because both players are at death percent, and even though Luis gets the kill first, that definitely could have been Peabnut getting the kill first easily. And they're not going to work. No up air coming out of back air all the way in the top bubble. No two frame there. Footstool, are you dead? No, you're not. Oh, the parry up smash not going to work because of the distance on that back air. So going to whiff the punish, whiff the kill. Oh, but a smart dash back B reverse. Okay, that's going to two frame. No, it didn't actually. What the fuck? Oh, and then Luis just wanted to recover really late, and then just recovered a little bit too low, so that is going to be evening up the stocks. 33%, still a decent lead, but nothing too crazy considering Peabnut did like 40% in one hit. But right now, Louis Money's the one with the advantage state. Down, yeah, side B on the ledge is actually so good for like anti-edge guards. That explosive flame going to work out. That's a lot of percent. Now nearing death percent, not quite at death percent, but one more hit into like an up air and advantage, reflecting the leaf shield. I've never seen anyone do that. At the very least, not a Palutena, so yeah, Luis trying to stay careful on the ledge, note that the leaf shield can clip it out, doesn't want to do anything, and then like risk directional air dodging off stage or something, or like, something to get down aired as a two frame. Very, very aware of that. That's going to be another neutral air. No wall jump coming out from Peabnut, just grabbing the ledge. Very patient on ledge. Two frame, no, the down air was a little too high, and also Luis did also recover horizontally, which means that if you were still slightly above the ledge, you don't have a two frame. Look at this, she's gone. She's invincible. That is the power of those type of warp recoveries. But right now, Peabnut is bringing it back. 124 on him, 65 on Luis, which is not low percent, but it's also not super high percent. Gonna give himself another chance to recover with that crash bomb. Oh, it's actually going to hit Luis before the up smash hits. That obviously would have been game, but the F tilt on the ledge jump, as I said, he uses his ground moves so effectively. That's like the best use for F tilt by far. And that's gonna be 1-1. Hot set alert. Game 3, Peabnut going to go to PS2. Wants the wider stage, considering he is the little bit slower character. But immediately, Luis going to get about 50% with that explosive flame up airs in there. Very strong. Has the advantage state. Peabnut constantly trying to mix up when he's going to up B or air dodge, and it's, you know, I feel like Luis is doing an incredibly good job at keeping Peabnut in advantage. He's been like correct on like almost all of them in terms of air dodge, lack of air dodge. He's just been playing the advantage incredibly well thus far, and Peabnut has as well, just hasn't had, you know, Mega Man's advantage is worse than Palutena's for sure. He has been reading those warps, though, and I almost got the punish there. It was a little bit too slow. Metal Blade and Side B going to come out there. The Side B actually going to hit the shield, so Luis couldn't keep an advantageous position. And Peabnut working his way, putting Luis in the corner. And of course, even if you have corner pressure, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to use it. The up air, again, reading the lack of air dodge. There was no up B since he already used it. And Luis is doing an incredible job of reading those air dodge timings. Z drop fair, not going to kill, but getting Luis off stage. No double jump right now, has to early warp. Back air gonna miss. Nice, slightly different angle. I think that was a very slight down angle on that warp. Going to avoid the punish there and try to get a footstool out of shield, but there's a reflect on the leaf shield, 13%, really smart. We also had Metal Blade into Pellet, which is not a confirm I've ever seen before. Tried to get a forward smash, not going to hit, and that's going to be a raw back air. Up smash trading, so Peabnut was correct, but was a little bit too slow. And Luis slowly starting to regain, or not regain this lead, but extend this lead. Has just been playing so well. He's not really overextending. I feel like Peabnut has been unable to get a lot of his best stuff, but the I think he tried to have the side B explode a little bit later so he'd be able to shield or like interrupt a Peabnut punish, but no, Peabnut was ready for it and got the punish with the forwarder on it, taking the stock. Auto reticle point blank actually working out. Explosive flame as well. These options are slow, but they are still useful, especially against a zoner type character that can have a lot of lag. Reading the up B, explosive flame causing him to go high again. No air dodge. Luis has been so ready for these options. There's a down tilt. Look at this advantage. Tried to get the spike. That would have been so good, and gets the ledge jump with the up smash that also would have hit neutral get up. So he's just hedging his bets because people love ledge jump and people love neutral get up. It also would have beat ledge hop aerial, assuming the timing was correct. Oh, DI in from Peabnut. That's going to take so much damage. You're never supposed to DI in on down throw from Palu, and the up tilt to keep him in advantage. Up air. Oh my god, it actually went through the down air, and a counter. Get a forward smash. No, okay, I wanted him to get something big there, but still, 82% is big. You don't need a big finisher. It just would have been raw as hell. And this is the kind of lead, this is the kind of fundies that Luis has. He's just so good. Look at this. He's keeping Peabnut in advantage 5 ever. That's longer than 4 ever. And normally people keep people in advantage for forever. So that is, again, the strength of, obviously Palutena is a good character still, but, you know, not a lot of people put Peabnut in advantage like this. Palutena's be damned. So this is looking really good for Luis right now. But of course, Peabnut, one of the strongest players in the world for a reason. I put him in my top 10 of the world for sure, especially with his results recently. That back throw super going to kill. That's going to be 2. I lied. Oh, and that's not going to get the 2 frame. Uh-oh, no double jump. Has to warp. Is there a 2 frame? The delay was so smart by Luis, and it made it so hard to get the 2 frame. A lot of people would panic there and try to up B immediately, but Luis knows better, and that's why he's the best Palutena in the world. Japan be damned. Okay, this back throw for sure should kill, right? Okay, there we go. 2-1. Luis playing so well. The advantage was just incredible that set. And Luis looking real confident. Peabnut kind of always looks like that. I wouldn't say he's particularly disappointed, but both players are playing really well. But the past couple games, Luis has been scary. I feel like the adaptations for Peabnut have to just be like, he has to just try harder to keep a strong advantage state, and really just like change up his air dodge timings. He's been delaying his air dodges a lot, and Luis has been getting a ton of damage because of it. But at the same time, do you counter adapt and not change your air dodge timings because Luis will expect you to change your air dodge timings? That's always the complicated thing, but I think you have to show early air dodge. At least sometimes there's a trump. The ledge trapping has to be so important for Peabnut, but it's so hard when Palutena has that warp, able to just go super high and make that incredibly complicated. Dash tech through the pellet. The dash techs through the pellet have been pretty huge. I feel like that's happened a couple times. Drift away. Still no air dodge though. Like, the lack of air dodge is disciplined. He's trying to stay disciplined and just like react to everything. Metal Blade into up tilt. He has the stock lead now. That's, again, such a big punish that Mega Man has. Uh-oh, that's going to be still a lot of damage. Tried to read a spot dodge, but it was a roll. The Z drop not working out there. It was by frame data potentially correct, but a little bit slow on it. Expected a different move. And now Peabnut is the one with the corner pressure with the advantage. Down tilt, that's Mega Man's, I think, worst move. And it worked really perfectly there. Another down tilt just going forward. I don't have to worry about misspacing it. It's solid damage. It gets you away. And again, this is a kind of move selection that only the best Mega Man player, by far the best Mega Man player the world has ever seen. I know Kamame beat Leo at 2019, but this is not even close. Kamame would fold to all the Steve players. Granted, you know, Peabnut lost to Carmelo, but, you know, I think that's his first time losing to Steve in, like, a long time. I think he's beat all the top Steves otherwise. Or has he beat Akola? I don't know if he's played Akola, honestly, but I feel like he'd beat Akola. Or lose Game 5, one or the other. But right now, 97% hasn't been reading the warps as well either. Luis has been mixing them up to perfection, honestly. Down air instead of the early air dodge. That's his adaptation. Tried to get the up smash. It crossed him up because he does move forward. So Luis missing that punish, unfortunately. And then Peabnut, of course, getting a punish on the super laggy up smash. So that is going to be a 3-stock to 1-stock lead. And this is hard. The thing about Peabnut is he is in the kind of echelon of Sonic's Wrath, Shiny Mark, where if you have a lead, or if he has a lead, it's just good luck. Like, obviously you can advantage this character because it's not Pikachu or Sonic. Those characters are better than Mega Man for sure, but it is a pain to get this lead back when Peabnut is perfectly content to just do this for 4.5 minutes. Just pellets, side B, Metal Blade, and the reason that Luis has been doing really well the last couple games is because he's had the stock lead, or at the very least, immediately evened up the stock lead. There is a stock for Luis, but that is still an entire stock and 44% down, and this is Peabnut's playground. These leads are so hard to come back from. Metal Blades can be in hand for out of shield options. You have to just be ready for, of course, his random burst, because Peabnut will do that with exactly, I was literally going to say the leaf shields can be so difficult to deal with, does like 18% or something like that. And remember when that move was better, chat? Remember when it was the best move in the game? Oh, Metal Blade cancel. Not going to be anything though, but still schmicks and, you know, pressure, having to remember everything. Luis does get a hit, but does mess up that back air confirm. Thought it was going to be DI in, was DI out, so had to short hop instead of full hop. You gotta just react to things so quickly sometimes in this game. Whoa. Back throw, keeping advantage, but again, it's so hard, and you really have to like make these edge guards count because Mega Man is, in theory, susceptible off stage. How come that doesn't 2-frame correctly? I want to look at this. So he puts the side B here, and then does Palutena's warp just like go around it? Because he's below the ledge. Is he just perfect angling it? Because, like, for reference, you're only supposed to be able to have invincible 2 frames from above the stage, but I don't know if he's, like, perfectly spaced to, like, hold just straight up and then still grab the ledge, but he grabs it invincibly. Or if he's holding up and then down for, like, just a little bit. Either way, that's insane. Either perfect spacing or perfect timing from Luis. That would be crazy if that was the case. Or he just got lucky, because sometimes that just happens. Peabnut almost with a confirmed air into a back air, but still slowly racking up this percent. 105 on Luis. Was ready for the teleport, but didn't want to go for a bigger punish in case he was wrong, and that's 119. This is back air percent. You're dead. You're just dead. You don't have a double jump, and that is a 2-stock retort. So we are going to Game 5. Game 2, Luis counterpick to Hollow Bastion, and if there was modified DSR, he still can go to Hollow Bastion because he did win Game 3 on PS2, so we are getting Hollow Bastion this Game 5. The center plat was really nice for Luis overall. Having to also have the corner pressure was incredibly nice as well. There's double forward air. No, doesn't want a raw back air for some reason. I don't know if that's like a particular decision or if he just like wanted to go for double forwarder because it's simple. And Peabnut in the corner right now. Luis has to have this corner pressure on lock. Again, we saw what happens when Peabnut has a lead. Is that up air gonna kill? Yes, it is. Double up air gonna kill at 55% from platform. Insane. You see Peabnut relieved in the player cam. That's a crazy kill. 55? He didn't do anything wrong. Either didn't like double jump, it's just double up air. You know, it almost kills from the floor and on platform on Hollow Bastion. That's a me brawler ass confirm. And that is gonna be a stock for Peabnut. That's really bad for Luis, because this is exactly the type of lead that Peabnut had last game, and that led to a 2-stock. So he has to close out this stock now. Doesn't get it, but a back air, keeping Peabnut in disadvantage at the very least in the corner. Tried to read the jump timing, is so close. God, it's so close. Yep, that's going to be... Oh, no, the downer doesn't hit, so no shield pressure there. That's going to be a punish. No. Could have gone for, like, a grab, but wanted a kill there, which I don't blame him for. We also haven't seen any, like, drag down nair up tilts in this set so far. Fake Trump, and Peabnut doesn't care. He's just going to go for Leaf Shield, which is good damage, but he's not added the woods yet in this advantage. And, of course, Luis is very, very ready for all these different metal blades and side Bs and stuff like that, so he hasn't really been getting hit by much, but a back throw going to reverse the position. This could be nasty. Or is Peabnut just going to use it to back up? He is, but... the backups are also for forward ups. That's not the phrasing, I just wanted to say it. Explosive Flame, good read. Again, this is the kind of stuff that really only Palutena has access to. Very few characters have a kill move like that, that especially can be interrupted by, I'm pretty sure he got hit, oh no, he almost got hit by a pellet or a metal blade, and it still would have come out, still would have got the kill. 37%, not too bad of a deficit. This is one nair away. Of course, hitting that nair on Peabnut is difficult. He's only got like 2 or 3 low percent nairs this entire set, which is crazy because it's, you know, so far, this is the 13th stock that Luis has had. I think Peabnut actually had a 2 stock, so it's probably the 12th stock he's had, but that's kind of crazy. Trump not going to work out. Metal or Leaf Shield also not going to work, and that's going to be down throw. DIing in, doesn't want to get back aired further, but still, I don't like those DI ins. Got to stay disciplined in your DI even when things are bad. Leaf Shields. Oh, I thought that was going to put a tech chase. Yeah, that almost was stock. If this was a tech chase, you saw how ready Peabnut was for this. He goes for the full hop pellet, because if that was a missed tech, this would have been an up tilt and the stock. So very ready for his win conditions, or just like the potentials of his opponent to mess up. And that's one of the best things. You got to be ready for your mistakes, and you got to try to force your opponent to make mistakes, and you have to capitalize on said mistakes. But right now, Luis is having up smash 2 frame. No, he got around it. What? That's insane. I cannot believe he was able to get around this. The air dodge straight up. Was the move gone, or did he like invincibly grab the... No, he's completely vulnerable right now. He just avoided everything somehow and then eventually grabbed... That's crazy. That was perfect. That was literally perfect. And again, that is what happens when you have 2 of the best players in North America. Up air fair, trying to DI in to try to avoid some type of fate with the up air, but he got the forward air caught, and it's so rough. And that is another lead for Peabnut. 90% is still high percent, now 105, so Luis is definitely able to get a stock pretty early. Of course, not going to DI in there. I think Peabnut is smart enough for that. Oh, that looks so scary. A directional air dodge there would have been the stock. And now Peabnut just trying to rack up percent. If you don't know who wins this, you're in for a hell of an ending. Leaf Shield just trying to get percent, but suddenly I feel like nothing's happened, and suddenly Luis is at 63%. This is just the kind of lead that happens with Peabnut. That's why he's been able to beat so many amazing players, and just players you would never think he would beat, matchups you would never think he would succeed in, and this is why he's been such a big success recently. Dash, grab, back throw. With the pummels is going to be good damage. Like, that's the thing, is sometimes you think grab aren't great punishes, but 17% from a pretty fast punish is really, really good. 86% on Luis. That is literally already death percent from up tilt, from a lot of different things. Forward air now, back air near the ledge will kill, especially with this amount of rage, and Luis has to just play perfect from here, has to get this stock, and Peabnut's making this so hard. This is what I was talking about, where Peabnut makes taking stocks and even hitting him in general so difficult. Luis has been doing a fantastic job overall through the set. Not so much last game and not so much right now. And again, this is just the struggle, right? You have to be jumping over these things. You don't want to take a bunch of shield damage, because then downers are going to start coming up, or Leaf Shield starts shield poking you. It's really, really problematic, so you have to be ready to try to avoid these. But if you're avoiding them and you're not trying to challenge them, then you're not getting anything done. Lack of air dodge coming out. No, just down airs and is completely safe with no air dodge at all. And that's going to be a missed advantage state for Luis. 109 on him. 163. Runs into the explosive flame. Huge. Didn't expect that to hit, obviously. Otherwise, he would have air dodged or like tried to avoid it better. But oh, Luis going to get in there, but at the edge, so he's not going to be able to get huge damage. Only 20%. That's not great. Forward smash going to come out. Only the second forward smash we've seen all set. Peabnut trying to get cheeky with it because he plays so disciplined. Like, this thing is, this forward smash is literally conditioning throughout the entire set, right? Because he's been so disciplined the entire set. He's done one F smash when he was super losing. This is the first F smash he has used the entire set when he's up in the game, and the entire, like, the discipline is what leads to, hey, I can just do what I want. And this would work on most people, because most people, after this initial hit, are just going to mash back down to the ground, because Peabnut hasn't really been doing anything about it. He's been, like, jumping back and pelleting, he's been, like, metal blading to the ground, but Luis, of course, there ended up double jumping, so now we have a 100% deficit, and it is climbing. Peabnut getting slowly more and more damage. Peabnut doesn't know how to close the stock out, but of course doesn't have to at the moment. There's another F smash. That might be a sign of desperation. Louis Money finds that forward air. Huge back air. And no double jump, I don't think. Oh, no, he does. Okay, now he does not have a double jump. Has to go high. Okay, grabs the ledge, but Luis has the corner position. Peabnut gets the roll through. Huge back air, not going to work. Again, that run-up jab, that's what I'm talking about. Those ground moves. An explosive flame. I don't know why Peabnut would put himself in that position. Luis has had the corner position for like 20 seconds. This is so scary. Down air not going to work because Luis already rolled. That's the thing about the commitment and the lack of air dodge yet again. The reads on the lack of air dodge gave him so many stocks, so many games, including that Game 5 victory over Peabnut, where Luis advances to Grand Finals, takes a set off Carmelo, and then Carmelo ends up winning the tournament in a 3-0 with set 2. But Luis, again, easily one of the best players in the world. Doesn't have a major win yet, but I feel like, honestly, it is coming because he beats so many major winners at this point. It's just those are demon brackets where a bunch of the major winners lose early, and then he's like, well, I'll just beat them Game 5 and losers. But damn, that was a hell of a set. Also, shout out to Peabnut, he played that set super well as well. I think just maybe didn't pull the trigger on air dodges sometimes a little bit too much. But of course, like, he got punished for air dodging the times he did, right? He got spiked out of air dodges, he got down tilted out of air dodges, so I don't blame him for not. It's just sometimes you gotta hope they mess up, and there, Luis read it, didn't mess up, got the game. And yeah, that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, I love watching both of these players. I don't know if I'm going to do like individual runs with them. Maybe it'll just be like, oh, Mia lost to both of these players because these are the two people that beat him. Because Mia, like, I'm like 99% sure is going to be #1 in the world this year. So it's just like, they beat the #1 player, Pog. But yeah, let me know if there are other runs from this tournament you would like me to cover. If there was any tournaments in Japan that you want me to cover, let me know. As always, social media partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time. Peace.